EU's crackdown on humor and memes. They're going after everything, right? So they're going after white liberals. They're going after if you are having fun in any capacity with any of this stuff that's happening, you're a terrorist. The European Union released a non-satirical report this week offering that humor, including the sharing of memes, could be a sign your peer is a far-right extremist. In partnering with the Radicalization Awareness Network, an EU-funded group involved with countering violent extremism through surveillance and security, the European Commission published an 18-page report titled "It's Not Funny Anymore: Far-Right Extremism and the Use of Humor." There you go, from the European Commission, an actual source here. It's not made up. We're not making this up. Humor has become a central weapon of extremist movements to subvert open societies and to lower the threshold towards violence, the report states, especially within the context of a recent wave of far-right terrorist attacks. We witness playful ways in communicating racist ideologies. So you can't have any fun, even if you're being facetious, even if you're obviously being comical, although you might underline a serious issue or something. This is a major problem. Because why? Because it's effectful, right? Because it works. This, again, you want to know why, like in any of these dystopian, movies where like there's a dictator at the podium and they're like wagging their finger at you and they use some like, I actually in the Weekend Warrior show, I played a clip from Equilibrium, right? Everyone is taking this drug to nullify their emotions, right? That human emotions are wrong. And we're already there because they're banning and outlawing hate, which is a human emotion. And so the only logical conclusion you can make is, well, what other emotion is next? And well, in this case, it seems that they're going for humor, for laughter. That's the big problem now. The big issue with the world is people who laugh too much at serious issues, or at all. I even shit poster, I would say, people trolling. This paper scrutinizes how humor functions as a potential factor in terms of influencing far-right extremist violence. And I'm not seeing too much of this violence that I keep reading about over and over and over again. I do see a lot of violence on the far left, though. I see a lot of murders from BLM and burning people and beating people up and hunting them down because they're white and, these kinds of things, and destroying property and things. But I don't really see this far-right extremist violence really anywhere, to be honest, right? In block quotes on page 5 of this report, it states the following: "The most potent weapon known to mankind are satire and ridicule." True story. And you know who they reference? They reference Saul Alinsky regarding this too, back in 1971, his ground book, Rules for Radicals. And many people actually on the right have been talking about that book. And they said, it's a great method, ridicule them, have fun with them. Memes is a very powerful way, of course, to, it's a mimetic warfare, right? It's, what do you call it again? It's, what is the word for it, right? That it's like a thought form or something. I forget what the term for it is. But it's like it's an actual concept. I'm not sure if it's in psychology, but there's an actual concept of like it essentially being like a form of a mind virus. And you could argue anything is right. There's a commercial is that at the end of the day. A movie is this. Nothing is, out of bounds or being influential, right? Anyway, continues here. A significant portion of the EU's humor documents discusses memes and how they are supposedly indicative of right-wing extremism. According to the EU, the far right puts a lot of time and energy into meme production to spread their ideology. There's a couple of wonderful examples here that the EU is pulled. The detached elite, the unelected ruling class elites in the EU, right? This is what they're funding now, this kind of work. Some of the supposedly racist memes co-opted by extremists that the EU reference, including Pepe the Frog, that's old school stuff, the dog meme, and the Wojak meme, for instance. Pepe the Frog is said to have been appropriated to become the icon of the alt-right. God, this is so boomer tier here. This is incredible, right? In recommendations for approaching such identified extremism, the Commission argues for the deplatforming of accounts from social media, of course. So if you are having any fun with any of this, straight to jail. There's no direct reference to left-wing extremism, of course not, and whether individuals who promote racial ideas on all sides of the political aisle ought to face consequences as well. No, of course not. This is, again, that's right, the Federalist. Okay, they're not quite fully understanding what this is about yet. Well, I'll give some news for you. Hate white. Hate whitey. Hate white. Get rid of the whites. That's the basic outline of what they're working towards here, the Federalists. That's what you have to understand. Once literacy on the extremist underpinnings of strategic humor is established, the next step is to closely monitor dynamics around far-right meme cultures, the report states. Online cultures quickly develop into extremist movements, as seen in the conspiracy cult and around QAnon and the anti-government militias in the United States, known as the Boogaloo movement. Do you see how all of this is being America-fied too? It's like anything that happens in the U.S. with their gay ops, it's like EU is like talking about this on the forefront now. Ban them all because of the Boogaloo movement. As far as I know, there's no Boogaloo movement in the EU or anywhere in Europe. Under the resources section at the end of the report, several websites are listed, including Urban Dictionary, Tech Against Terrorism, Meme War Weekly, Know Your Meme, and CAR, Guide to Online Radical Right Symbols, Slogans, and Slurs. The authors are leftist Rahim Ahmed, big surprise, a PhD candidate, and Mike Fiales, a doctorate fellow, there you go, studying far-right movements, digital cultures, and online activism. All right. This is, we're in a new era, folks. Unbelievable. Humor and memes. And I mean, we were kind of, facetiously talking about this in a way, right, a while ago. And now it's here. Now it is right in front of our faces, right in front of our noses. But you know what? Let's just get this over with. Let's just get this on, as they say. I think the sooner the better at this point.